Another video about the Spanish knives, actually. Today about Spanish, specifically about Spanish Navaja style steak knives. And I got three of them here on the table. I'm just gonna give you a general review. What kind of knives are those? What's my usage experience for those? Where to get them? A little bit of comparison to another knives, and again, my recommendations. Should you buy them? Maybe you should not buy them. So let's go. First of all, what kind of knife is this, and where it comes from? Why is it of this specific shape? This knife is done by ARCOS company, which is making most of their knives in Albacete in Spain. Albacete is a town in Spain. This is specific line of Navaja style steak knives. They have this type of handle, they have this type of handle, are made out of micarta. And actually, I do like the way it looks a lot. This one's like a natural micarta with the red liners. And they also do have a brown one. Also, it's also micarta, but it almost looks like a brown wood. The shape of the knife is done to follow actually like a folding knife shape, traditional Spanish folding knife shape, which is called navaja. Usually it's a curved or slightly curved handle, and then different blade shapes. Some of them clip point, some of them a drop point, leaf point blades, really nice ones. If you don't know what it is, I'll give you a few examples. So this is like a clip point traditional folding Navaja knife. So you can see why the steak knife looks exactly like this. This is another type of a clip point, more like a dog face style of Navaja, but again, as you see, it's the same pattern of handle shape and a blade shape between those folding knives. Those are folding knives, as you can see, and those steak knives. I personally do love this style of knives. There's a long history of why those knives were designed this way, why they look like this. But it's gonna be in a different video about all kinds of navajas, all kinds of Spanish knives, and so on. Here we're talking specifically about those steak knives and my impressions on them. So where to get them? It's actually very difficult to get them here in US because they are not done by ARCOS in large quantities and not exported into US into large quantities. Couple years ago, I bought them in Spain, actually in Albacete, in the same town where they made, in Arcos shop in one of those streets. I bought first four of those knives, and their model number was 037. Four of them in the box, and I think I paid about 50 to 60 euros for four knives, so which makes it like say 15 euros per knife, which makes it under $20 per steak knife, which is not too bad price wise. And I bought them only for the style. I had an options to choose between this style or the brown style, but this more modern approach to having like a blue and black layered micarta with those red liners did appeal to me a lot back then, and I actually don't regret. I like them. So later on I discovered that actually those knives were for sale on Amazon for the same amount of money, a little bit over $15, definitely under 20, but there was limited quantities and they're not for sale on Amazon anymore. You cannot find them at the moment of filming. I just did check on this today. I can't find them. I can find more and more knives from ARCOS, from the same company, on Amazon. I think they're expanding their dealer network, or there are some more and more resellers for their knives, which are in general pretty good. Some of them are basic quality and not expensive. Some of them are a little bit better, a little bit more money. But I mean, I like this company for not overpricing their products. That's why, again, I'm kind of recommending those knives. But again, those specific models, none of the colors is available at the moment for sale on Amazon. So this knife, as I said, I bought it 2 years ago. What happened in those 2 years? We did use it as a family. I bought four those knives quite extensively. Every time we eat steak, almost every time we use those knives. Of course, those are steak knives. Those are made of just a regular stainless steel, no super steel. It's relatively easy to sharpen, but it wouldn't hold the edge forever. It takes pretty good edge. They are sharp at the moment. This one I did resharpen some time ago. It still has a good edge. Probably it will shave if I wouldn't do it. Of course, this quality of edge is not out of the box. No, I had to resharpen all of them by myself. And as you can see, they ground kind of okay. Not the ground, it's a flat grind. It starts from it hasn't like an unground portion here. There's no sharpening choil, but you don't, I mean, it's a steak knife. You don't treat it as your kind of special utility knife or high-end knife. Blade is relatively thin and goes even thinner towards the tip. It has a very long blade for the steak. Not very long, relatively good blade for the steak knife. So your cutting portion for the steak is actually around here. It has very convenient curved handle because this curved back of the handle allows you to control knife really nicely in the hand. So you can choose the angle for your cut, for your slice, and you control it in here. And again, it's very convenient in your hand. The handle is long. You see, I have like a medium-sized hands, and it's longer than 4-finger grip. So I did wash those knives in the dishwasher. That's what I can say, and that's why it's this micarta starts to age a little bit, and probably that's why even this famous non-stainless steel nitrium can't get rust spots. That's like a little rust spot. But again, my water in my house is rough. It's a very hard water. Everything rusts. Okay, so back to the story. 2 years. I have this knife, and of course, when I use it, I start noticing all of the imperfections in this knife. First of all, the spine ground, you definitely can see that it's a different grind here, different grind there. It was done by hand, most likely, like a small batch, and it's not perfect. You see that it can be done a little bit better. On this side, also, you may see a little bit of imperfections, but be less care. Here on the back of a knife, you definitely see this, where the grind of the handle starts. It's not a smooth transition. The spine of the knife can be kind of chamfered a little bit more, so it's like a little bit rough. But I guess that's not the biggest concern for this knife. I mean, just the look is a big concern. Plus, those pins, they are done in a very basic way. So with the time, I think it will develop a little bit of a cracks or gaps in between the handle and those pins, and that might be a problem with food or grease getting in there and just being there. I like it. But the over in general, the handle fitment to the blade is pretty good. There's no gaps in this area, which is typically the main area of the concern, because the food will get there if there are gaps. Luckily with those knives, there's no gaps. So through those years, I said, okay, I like the knife, I like the style. Again, it's Navaja, it's Spanish style, it's made in Spain, made in Europe, looks nice. This combination of colors looks very, very modern. Can I buy them? Can I buy more of them just to give my friends as souvenirs? And I did buy more of them. So I went to one of the Spanish websites, Cuccineria Albacete. Just find it, or I will provide the link. They had a Christmas sale or some kind of sale through the year, and they were giving very, very good discounts for, especially for the larger orders. I ordered 2 boxes of those knives, each box containing 12 knives, one blue red and one natural micarta and red liners. 12 of those, and I think with all of those discounts and the bulk ordering prices minus, I didn't pay European tax because I'm ordering from US, each knife cost me less than $10, but I got 24. So that's my story. Yeah, I'm crazy, a little bit crazy about knives, and they come in just a paper boxes, 12 knives in each. Each of those knives come in those kind of sleeve, because it's a bulk order, probably for like the resellers or for the, I don't know, for the restaurants. Again, originally those knives which I bought, they come, I bought a set of 4. They were in a nice retail 4 knife package, like nested one after each other, plastic, like a red back plate or whatever it is, plastic on top of them, just a nice box. But those 2 knife types, they come just like this, a box of 12 each. So, and again, I started to examine those knives, and I see the same kind of issues. Suddenly I see that this one was model number 037, this one is model number 038. I have no idea why they changed the model number, because it's basically the same knife. Maybe it means that those 37s are like a retail version in a set of 4. Those 38s are like a bulk order in just a plastic sleeve, maybe. But in essence, it's the same knife, same construction. Let's talk about those ones. All of them were ground okay, good, but the way the tip, not the tip, the way the edge was ground, it differs from knife to knife a little bit, so the quality control could be a little bit better. And you see that the edge is not perfect on this knife, and all of them share kind of similar little issues. But again, just for the steak knife, it's okay. Fitting of the handle to the blade is very good, no gaps, but the pins and the ground around the pins is not perfect. So same kind of issues, same kind of grind patterns here. So one more time, I like the knife still, I do recommend them, but they're not absolutely perfect fit and finish for the knife, as you can imagine. This one's too, just maybe you like natural micarta a little bit better. This one would be model number 118 instead of 038. It would have a natural micarta red liners, and by the way, the ones which I saw in Spain, they had no red liners, just full scales of a natural micarta to them. And I like this style too. It looks kind of natural, as the way it should be. No blue. Maybe some people would not want to see blue something in the kitchen or on the dining table. That's okay. So again, good knife. So sometimes I do actually give them as gifts to my friends, to my visitors. Sometimes I give them like 2 blue ones, or blue and brown, just like a couple, just to have a similar knife, so maybe different favorite color on the table, and use them as a steak knives. It's pretty good. So should you get those? Should you go that crazy and order from Spain maybe a couple or 4 knives, pay the shipping, and enjoy the style? I'd say only if you absolutely like navajas, and I do like navajas. Should you not buy this knife? Maybe if you already have a lot of steak knives, and maybe you want something a little bit more bigger, better quality, and something a little more fancier, you can always go for fancier knives. So for example, Folaioli, which would be very similar style of knife, which can be used as a steak knife. This one's folding, but they have a very similar ones non-folding. But if you're in Spain and you see them in the store and you want to get them as a souvenir, I'd say get them, because price is not that high, quality is pretty good, the style is unique to Spain, and you will enjoy your trip to Spain. You will remember your trip to Spain. You will enjoy using good quality, stylish product back home. Absolutely, go for that. And maybe if you made it this far from the video, I will give you just one really not good thing about those knives is actually when you use them and you put them on the side of a plate, it's very difficult for those knives to stay like this. I can do it over the finger, but over the edge of a plate, they would always flip like this. And this means that your blade will be kind of touching the ceramics of the plate, and it's not good. So you got to be careful with those knives. They tend to either flip like this or flip like this because of that curved handle. On the pictures on ARCOS website, you will see it lying like a perfectly flat over the bones, over the finished meal, over the side of the plate. But this curved handle does have its own gimmicks when you use them. They will be like wobbling over the side of a plate really easy when you eat your steak. But this knife is like a heavy one. I don't want to compare with this one. It doesn't have this much of a curved blade, but it does have this really big weight towards the handle comparing to this one. It wouldn't go that much, but a lot of other steak knives, they would have more flat handle, which would keep them flat on the side of the plate. This one's rounded, really nice in the hand, not that good on the side of handle, but that's a style. That's how it's supposed to be on the navajas. Maybe only older navajas would be more flat like this one, but this knife is curved, and I like it. I do like it. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. Again, it was a long video, but I'm trying to dump all my knowledge, all my experience, all my knife acquiring experience, knife usage experience, even sometimes knife maintenance and comparison experience to you guys. And again, if you have any questions, if you are asking for another recommendation, let me know and I'll be glad to help you. Let me know that down in the comments. All right, thank you for watching. Bye and have a good day. Have a good knife shopping.